hey. Somebody don't like what I be saying on Sundays. I'm just saying. If it don't apply, let it fly. So, goodness gracious. I love to love ya. AM3, welcome. Lovely Jenny is in the building. Trash, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for popping in. All of y'all. B9, Mr. Wiley. It's going down. Somebody out there reporting my page. Shame on you. Daggone it. But we here. And it's Sunday. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to vent a little bit? Little reflection. Wally. Yes, you see, they trying to do me dirty. But I appreciate y'all. Guess what? I got a definition. I'll put it up for y'all real quick. Shame. We're going to hear about some shameful behaviors today. Shameful situations. Y'all know here, focus on the ladies. Oh, yeah, they stripping everything. Yes. Coming to a theater near you. That's right. We need to bring it back. Years, attitudes, things we're doing out here that, we're not being held accountable for. And it needs to change in order for things to change. So, ladies, focusing on y'all. We are a lot of the problem, right? 45. I grew up in a lot of households raised by women. And it seems like the absent fathers get all the blame. They're not here though, cultivating us, preparing us for the future. So if things go wrong, you got to kind of blame the mothers, right? Not saying it ain't good mothers out there because y'all know who y'all are. But for the bad ones, I'm talking to you. So if it don't apply, let it fly. Stop taking shit personal. If it hits you and you take it personal, then you might want to reflect on the type of image you're pushing out to the world. Because we see you and we're going to perceive it how we see fit. We can all sit and watch the same movie and perceive it differently. Anything. But how y'all doing? Hey, sis is in the building. Red Lipstick Vibes is in the building. Trash can waves. What do you say? Lipstick Vibes is coming through. It's my sis. She can pop in if she wants to. I appreciate you in the chat too. You know it. They took away all my stuff. But it's all good. Oh man, I don't know if people are out here being conscious about what they're doing, because we want praise, accolades for shameful behavior. So it's a feeling. It's a feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. I don't think y'all as conscious as y'all think y'all are. Because over the last week, I've been watching some dumbass people being asked some simple elementary school type questions, and they can't even answer it. Y'all know y'all seen those TikToks. What country you in? How many continents are there? Who's the first president? That's shameful to not know these simple things. But we're the smartest people here, huh? Our education system sucks. So I really want to kind of get that out the way. USA. Teaching kids to just take tests, not prepping them and getting them ready for the world. Hey, I got somebody in the back. I'll let them know. Give me a second, y'all. Yep, got salutations going on in the chat. Yes, it's fake education. We got a little more when we went to school. We had a lot of resources and outlets, hands-on, home ec, music, art, all type of dance classes, and all of this stuff was in school. Teachers did extra. And of course, their pay was much less than what they're getting now. I went to school to get a degree in early childhood education. They told me how to be a teacher. I would debate with the psychology teacher. I got an A in the class, but I would debate with her because I just didn't agree with all children need to learn at the same time, the same things at the same speed, and it was going to work well for them. You know, so mothers really need to take a little more initiative when it comes to our children's education. I think school has been presented to us as being more of an outlet for us, time away. You know, it's needed because we got to go to work. But look what's happening to our community. Y'all know a lot of things the kids learn from school. Other kids, behaviors, bad attitudes, bad language, sex. If it's not being discussed at home, they're absolutely getting a lot of this information in school. Teachers' unions ruined school. All right, because it's a small collective of people making large decisions for large groups of people, of children. Do we have the right to shame another or point out behavior that is shameful? We always did. We're coming to an age where we don't. That's why we need to turn it around. Kind of kept us in check. If you don't think the children are getting out of control, then, you know, continue to do what you're doing. But if you're in a community, in an environment, and you see your community is bound for destruction, especially in the children, it's our fault. They're mirrors of us. They're watching how we behave and act and talk and cuss and drink and smoke. And so imagine if we showed them reading and being disciplined and eating well, going to school and not complaining about everything in life. They'd model that. But we're definitely not getting it off of TV, social media. I appreciate y'all being in here. Shame, that's right, Trash. Shame, 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 shame. And it started in our you know, nuclear families. Can't say nothing to Sister Sarah. You know, can't say nothing to this person or that person. But it's usually the women. I've always saw the men be chewed out. They walk through the door and it's going down. Reprimand, belittling, all of it. Your hair, your pants. Even you ain't shit. Ain't never gonna be shit. The men always got it hard. I saw it. I don't know what y'all was watching. No pandering on them, buddy. You know, we got to a point where you can't say nothing to the mothers, the grandmothers, you know, whatever Big Mama do is right. Definitely had Tyler Perry kind of spin that web too. People being proud of being Medeas. That's me. That's my auntie. That's my so-and-so. The younger people watching. If nobody is saying there's some shame in it, they think it's okay. What y'all think? Trash can waves. He chimed in. He said, through the spirit of inclusion to where everyone gets a trophy, no matter how poorly they do, created a shameful breeding ground. I agree. It's definitely our children's generation. Definitely started to see that after the second one. So 20 plus years. Good afternoon, Mrs. She said, how are you doing? I'm well. I'm ready to bring back shame a little bit. You know, ladies can only take a little bit at a time. We can't take too much of it. You know, I don't like what I'm saying. An apology is good with changed behavior. B9 chimed in. Schools accomplished their mission, the miseducation of a race and self-identity. Kids can't say nothing to each other. You know, a little bit of bullying, you know, I think it taught tough skin, gave us a little tougher skin. You know, words don't hurt. I'd be dead right now if words hurt. Like, come on, y'all. Those kind of things, you know. But school now, you get zero tolerance. Nobody wants a child to be bullied. And, you know, definitely know we all had to, so a lot of us had to experience that, including myself. But gave me a tougher skin. I didn't believe it. You know, my mother wasn't a fat hoe. You know what I'm saying? So, but I get it. And I don't get it. But it's been taken away from the school. So our kids are not as tough. Identity is truly lacking. So us parents being fully dependent on the schools to create a nurturing environment for them to flourish is crazy. You know, I reflected early on being a parent because I saw it with me and my brothers. Of course, you know, should definitely try to reflect why things are happening. So I definitely wanted to make them learning and them enjoying learning a priority, because it's so hard for some. You can all grow up in the same household, but one is learning totally on a different level than the other. You know, one is better in something else. And these are the things that we as parents need to notice and harness and encourage. You know, and it's hard. I get it. Everybody got to work. You're getting 2-3 hours with your children. Reflect on that. You have to do better. I got some videos for y'all to show y'all a little bit of what I'm talking about. I appreciate y'all popping in. See, it's a whole, you know, TikTok of somebody just out in the community asking people basic questions, and it's very hard for them to answer. Even if I'm a little intoxicated, I would be capable of answering. So to me, it just shows in different ages. This PC videos in there. All right, y'all ready? I got like a couple of them. Let's have a listen, if you don't mind.
It was 22 years ago.
22 years ago.
Yeah, around what year was it?
Oh,
Give me your best guess. Around what year?
22 years ago. God damn, bro.
Gotta do some mental math real quick.
I'm trying. Honestly, bro, I don't even know.
Give me a guess.
I'm 22.
Around what year?
I don't know. Was it like the 19 something? I don't know.
19 what?
In the 90s, maybe?
Yes. How many hours makes up 3 days?
75.
Yes. Can you name a country that starts with the letter U?
Utah.
Yes.
I mean, 22 years ago. Which I think about our youth. They probably was a little intoxicated or whatever. No, I ain't making no excuses. That was shameful.
Every time you feel ashamed and you repress who you are, think about this scene. This is shame embodied. This is what you're doing to yourself. So stop.
We're in 2022. 22 years ago was 2000. So many more of those. Yeah. Country, not state. Like I said, elementary school level knowledge. You know, even if you've been out of school for a very long time, some things should stick. I believe this generation is full of useless information. It's not going to help them. Got some check-ins. Hey, Just Andrea. Thank you for popping in. Shame Sundays. Taking a shot at the education system and the women who are not taking lead in their children's education. Shameful. Can't send them out into the world idiots. They're already black. It's hard out here for us. We cannot afford children. We damn sure enough cannot afford stupid children. It's real. These people are going to be responsible for us later. I don't think they're capable. Hey, Sheet is in the building. We here. I appreciate you, brother, for popping in. Got the pleasantries going on. All right, what we got? Of a person, action, or situation makes someone feel ashamed. I tried to shame him into giving some away. Yeah, just speaking to the shame. That's the verb aspect of it. Yeah, that video was unique. But I got a few more. Yeah, United Kingdom. Right. Couldn't name their own country. Just lost in the sauce. Real things that are important. Uptown. Absolutely. Yep. You know. It is. I'm listening, doing laundry for Monday. Yep. Got to get it done on the weekend. Got it done yesterday. School is beginning tomorrow. That's probably why I decided to start with this. Y'all want to hear some more education fails? Our system is just going to shit. It's not okay.
Since we're on right now?
I don't even know my continents.
Guess a continent. Do you know what continents we're on right now?
I don't even know my continents.
Guess a continent.
Pacific.
What do we call a shape with 5 sides?
Is it an octagon? Wait, that's 6. That's 8. Octagon is 8. Is it a stop sign?
Yes. Do you know how many presidents we've had so far?
50. 51.
Yes.
Every time you feel ashamed and you repress who you are, think about this scene. This is shame embodied. This is what you're doing to yourself. So stop.
That grown baby says she didn't know none of the continents. Who baby is that? We need to talk. Why do they think they not need to know what country they live in? Or there are other continents and places on this thing Earth we live on. My Spanish is rusty. No. She was English speaking. Her brain was rusty. It's like, I ain't been in school in, 3 years. Wait. Okay. Don't make excuses for your lack of knowledge. Being proud of being dumb. It's not okay. I'd rather have an A student doctor work on me than a D student. Someone just looking to pass, just to get by.
He rolled for that, baby.
It's important. Education is so important. A Pentagon. I mean, got to. Thank you, Mr. Smart Man. Hexa. I'm telling you.
God damn it!
I watched a lot of them. Only picked a couple. Just, just give y'all a little preview. So when you don't know, right? So many people like, I don't know nobody that's like that. Well, it's people like that. A lot of them. Shame. They lack consciousness of what's wrong, what's considered to be foolish behavior. Got to remind them of it, model it, not to be mean, but to let them know what type of attention you're trying to get. What type of opportunities do you want knocking on your door? It's not that many. They're not going to just come a knocking. Pass just enough to get a job. That's right, sis. That's what the schools is teaching. Because when I went to school, they had a lot of stuff, shop class. And in shop class, it was on the teacher to decide what was being taught, whether it was plumbing and piping and wood shop, cutting into it, glass, all of that. And I'm talking elementary school. Once you got to middle school, you ain't get that much. You had to, sign up for little extras, chorus and dance and things like that. Wasn't no STEM. If you were good in science, you might have been in an Excel, class or whatever the case may be, but they didn't have a whole science lab full of science projects and things like that. No, elementary was the best. I don't know about y'all. Shout out to PS30 in Queens. Mrs. Day was the principal. The teachers smoked in the school, y'all, but they were awesome teachers. And now they ain't getting crap, man. Getting tested for things repeatedly, confined, being labeled. Little kindergartners, pre-K kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, straight on top. Label them teachers. I don't know these kids. The parents, y'all got to be more involved. Don't allow them so much control. At least make them aware that you're a parent that's willing to be in here 2-3 days out the week if your schedule permits. Don't just drop them off and walk away. Some of these little kids don't have the same type of nurturing at home. And this is where the community helps out. This is where we're supposed to. One teacher, 20 kids, stay a little bit. Help these kids wash their hands properly. The bathrooms be toe up. It was probably like 2 times I had to stay and clean the bathroom because they all don't know how to aim properly. Smelled like piss. I wasn't leaving my baby in the whole classroom and it smelled like that. I'm not going to sit around and wait for the janitor. Go complain. You got cleaning supplies? I'll take care of it real quick. I ain't perfect, but if I see something needs to be done, I'm going to do it. And I don't mind doing it for the babies. Imagine how they would be if it was more people like me, willing to stay extra. They need us. I mean, it's sad now. That's why Madison is not in school. Homeschool. She might stay all the way through high school, be finished high school by 15. It's my decision. And y'all have the power. So this is more of encouragement to take that power back, because they're not doing a good job with our children in these schools. Their peers are not making them better. Y'all are considering that, seeing this, because it's freaking shameful. We have robotics. I mean, have robotics in his high school. But shout out to college prep, charter schools. Yep, do your research. When the nuns beat your behind, LOL, kept you in line. We need school of choice, F them teacher union schools. And that's the girls' bathroom. Well, the little people, they have bathrooms in their classroom. So it was one of those types of situations. I'm not going to go clean the whole school type bathroom, but they were little people, kindergarten, first grade. So they have them in there. Yeah. Shout out to Upward Bound programs. Yes. Those were some great programs for the kids gaining independence, get away from their parents a little bit, making them responsible. It's definitely awesome. Some great mentors and leaders in those programs. We need a lot more of those. We on Lock Nation. Hello. Welcome. Kisme Bliss is in the building. Appreciate you, sis. Much love. Mwah. Maya about to start school. They all it's going down. If you need me, holla. We always could do some video, anything. They can always learn together. I wish I can homeschool. It's no joke. It's not an easy thing. It's possible. The state really doesn't require too much. Not even gonna lie. And it's really on you to structure the curriculum for that age group. And there's little things you can watch YouTube, to show how to structure it. The program you get, they have video tutorials to show you how to structure it, and it kind of just does it itself. And you report to them. They call twice a year. And that's pretty much it. I'm sure when they get to a certain grade, they have to go in for testing. But there's test prep books that you can get to prepare them for that, so it's not something they're not used to, the dots and, so all of that. These schools are off the hook. I had to change to a charter school. Yeah. And you have the right to fight for your child, advocate for your child. They can't control everything. When you show what you're talking about and what's better, and to the point where you can go to the principal and they can make a space for your child. I've had that done, where the Board of Ed is telling me there's no space in the particular school that I want. But to go to the principal and advocate for my child, the principal will give you a letter of reference to tell them that there is a seat available for your child. So, just doing the work, it's possible to get a better outcome in the education that you choose for your children. Because it's crazy out here. I really appreciate y'all popping in. I think we might have one more of those videos, the U.S. failed education. The last one on the 3rd. Yep.
What year it was? 22 years ago?
22 years ago.
Yeah, around what year was it?
Yeah, I did that one. What year was it? 22 years ago. The child couldn't answer. It was 2 with the girl. I'm not sure which one we played. Yeah, that one.
Tell me what this is.
210.
Yes. Can you point to where we are?
I got you. We around here, the whole thing.
How many moons does the Earth have?
1.
Are you sure?
Oh, the Earth.
Yeah, the Earth.
12.
Yes. Nice. What country is the Panama Canal in?
Italy.
Yeah. Do you know who the first president of the USA was?
No, I don't. I
Give me your
know-
best guess.
I really don't. Oh wait, is it Abraham Lincoln?
Yes.
Interesting. Sad. Shameful. Ever heard of Meltrex? No, I haven't. I will check it out. It's a website you can go to during their summers off, and you can get these like history model DVDs and books, coloring books, and book bags for the kids. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. The whole thing. Throw it away. Education system. She can't tell time. No. She said 2:10. An analog clock. She said 2:10. Critical thinking has now become the new democration of democration. Democration. I spelled it wrong. Democration of awareness for these newer generations. And that is very scary. Scary ain't the word. It's shameful. It's shameful. Digital clocks made us dumb. It's true. He ain't lying. He said nothing I don't agree with. Listen, if you and your husband and boyfriend or whatever would like to get away from the madness, or at least one night come by the channel, we're going to have a little party. Party. We tried to party Thursday, but you know how YouTube do it. They shut us down, so we had to take it down. But we was partying too. We appreciate that invite. It's on your money. Wait, I forgot. Y'all use Apple Pay. Right? Right. And when I asked my little 8-year-old, I definitely reflect back to who's on the dollar? Like, get the money. Get the money. What you mean? So, they go to school and there's no following up. There's no reason. Yeah. There's no reason for our children to think anymore. Everything is easy to access, right at their hand. They don't need to go and look up anything in the library. The libraries are not even being utilized. It's like a space for the homeless now. They go there because it's a free place and they're able to go in. But yeah, it's really nothing there for the children, no type of, collective groups that they used to have before the pandemic. So I'm not sure if they just not starting that stuff back up, or I may have to go in there and see what's happening. If they got a space and maybe I can start it, because it's sad. Yeah, it definitely leads to, when we don't stress education, it leads us down a horrible road. Like I said, these kids will be elders later. No common sense, no knowledge of their demographics, geographics, anything. Let's see what we got. Y'all ready?
Reminder of how to stay ahead of men. Never admit you're accountable for anything. What we do is we blame him first. If he catches on to us, then we accept responsibility. However, you are never to admit you are accountable, because men are stupid. If he doesn't know, play it off.
For that sister who made that video, you are a bad example. Bad example. And I'm going to go back to your page and put a comment under it, because I didn't, but I will. It's horrible to be teaching them that. It was horrible. And she should be shamed. But you can imagine what those comments look like from the women. Yeah, what in the world? Yeah. She needs to stop it. Like you can convince a man he dumb. Bitch, please. Mr. Sun chimed in. He said, the fact that the youth comes up in this social environment means that it's their incubation, not necessarily the decisions that they're making. Absolutely. I don't care what environment they're coming up in socially and generation-wise. We're their parents. If they stand in your home till you 18, you have the control of what's shameful. And I'm not sure if we're just praising them, but when they need to be held accountable and, you know, tell them that they're doing something wrong, we might be pandering them too much. So they're going out into the world acting any kind of way because we don't know what they're doing when they're outside, right? It's just like having that angel and devil on your shoulder, you know? While you out there, you're going to be checking it because your consciousness is fully aware of the negative behavior, the bad behavior, because it was something that was taught and trained in the house. I used to tell my children, it's so hard to be good. So easy to be bad, make bad decisions. It's hard. I'm not even going to front to y'all and let them know. I see you're challenged with making good decisions. I see it. But the more you practice, you'll get better at it. Making good decisions. You practice just constantly making bad decisions. Shit you know is wrong. You know it's wrong, shameful. But you're still doing it. You don't care. Greetings, Genesis 1. Welcome, welcome. You say these kids are numb to everything. Violence, sex. They're numb. So much exposure. I like this definition. A leader or senior figure in a tribe or other group. A council of village elders. I like that definition too. Right. And the elders create the change. We are becoming the elders. Yep. If our behavior ain't good, we can't shame them, right? Y'all welcome to come join me. Got a couple of videos. I had one paternity court that we posted on our group page. I wanted to play it. I don't have to play it right now, but it was something quite unique to see. And I've been watching these types of shows. Y'all know what Maury is, right? My man, shout out to Maury. Always giving these children their truth because they need to know. Question, today's topic. Women tell the most detrimental lies. Yep.
Every time you feel ashamed and you repress who you are, think about this scene. This is shame embodied. This is what you're doing to yourself. So stop.
Yeah, it got to be done. I don't mind being the messenger. Nobody perfect. But if they don't know the behavior is unacceptable, then they won't be able to, change. Can't front. Women out here doing a lot. It is a time when they feel shame when it's not the father. Y'all ready? Go.
The 1-year-old Khalees. Jose, you are not. Wilbur, you are not. Omari, scout. You are not.
Upside down and inside out. I'm about to show all you.
In the case of 1.5-year-old Thai priest, Aton, you are not. When it comes to 8-month-old Brian, Kiari, you are not.
Detrimental lies. Shameful. That's when they feel shame, right? The hiding, running to the back. Shame. I don't never hear them apologize. 1 out of 20, maybe. Never hear them apologize. Sorry. Yep. Laugh. It's a damn shame. The intellectual soapboxes in the building. How you doing? Shame, shame, shame. Shame the education system. Shame the mothers. It's definitely mama's baby, but papa's is possible. Okay? Shame on y'all not knowing where you're putting your stuff. Got to pick between 5, 10. I mean, y'all seen the Maury's where it was up to 10 people. When he stopped, because he was probably getting some slack behind it. You know, it is effed up. It is effed up. Oh, we welcome into the building. How you doing, sir?
Hello, how are you?
Unlock is in the building. Thank you for coming up, sir. How you doing today?
Some troubling days are ahead, at least for this week and next week, but really nothing you can do. I had to travel back to Michigan to bury my mother next week.
Sorry. Rest in peace to your mother.
Yeah. She was, I mean, eventually it was going to happen, but she stayed with us for, a certain amount of years. And then finally her body gave out, and that was basically it. But try not to let it tear me apart because, but again,
like you said, brother, it's inevitable, right? Anything that lives must pass. It's always a sad thing, even if you lose them at young, any age, something I couldn't imagine. So rest your heart.
Thank you.
What I can say is think of all the good memories. Remember how she was, what she taught you. Bring peace if that's something you're looking for. But it's hard. I couldn't even imagine. So blessings to you and the family.
Thank you.
And I hope you guys get through all of that. Travel safely.
Thank you. I mean, I want to ask a question because I know you're very concerned about the world in general, but it most likely you talk a lot about the children. What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is that they have no connection with the universe, with the earth that they live on, what their resources are outside of new technology. God forbid all of this is taken from us and our children do not know how to survive. So they need to be more than just school smart. They need to know how to distill water, where to find it geographically, strong. And it's going to be hard to climb mountains and climb fences when you're 10 and you're 160 pounds. It's going to be detrimental to them. Even if it never happens in our lifetime, it's something that they must be prepared for, and they're not. We have everything so easily accessible to us, Waze, Google Maps, where they don't even know how to read a map. They can barely read a analog clock. These people are going to be our future. To say that we have 1 out of 20, really intelligent young folk, that's not enough. We need to focus more on their intelligence. Just even having our children come out of high school to say the school ain't teach me shit. Y'all taught me more than they did. Finances, things that's really important once they become an adult. Not getting in school. Like I said, if you're going to a charter school, if you have mentors, you got to get those extra resources to get that kind of a basic, just regular public school. Our children are not getting good educations. And we're in Maryland now, Baltimore. We lived all up and down the East Coast, so we've seen many different environments of school, public school.
I've never been to Baltimore. I've never been.
Ooh, laddie. Oh,
Yeah.
Genesis 1, he says, shame of a new name, OnlyFans, social media influencers, Instagram model, and living my truth. All of these things.
Well, it's interesting. My father, whenever I get in trouble, multiple times by at you, because again, my father was, he was very sick, and so he had been converted from a walker to a wheelchair, and I thought I had freedom. This is in the back of my mind.
Absolutely.
I can do anything I want. So one day we started traveling to a unknown place, and he just parked the car. He said, "Now go and get out the car." I'm like, this is a place where you don't want to walk. I mean, and you hear crickets and all the other stuff on it. You don't know what's out there.
Okay.
And we just sat there for a whole hour. It was like, so you think you can really get away with what you think you can get away with? You're wrong. Oh, but in that, when I say this, with everything that's going on in technology today, all the apps, Facebook, and I thought Facebook was for family. I was wrong. You got Twitter and tick what?
Yeah.
TikTok.
TikTok. Yep.
I don't subscribe to none of that.
Instagram.
It's bad enough that I have Instagram. Sometimes you gotta put these things in front of your children, and you have to say, okay, this is the good parts, but now I got to show you the bad parts. This is what's going to happen to you when you engage in such things. Now, it is your responsibility when you get older if you want to participate in such things, but know the consequences and repercussions of your actions.
Absolutely.
It's just like joining a gang. You feel like you're loved, you feel like you belong, but wait, you got to do some things in order for you to belong. Sometimes they want you to do something in order for them to really say that, okay, we got us a new cat here, right? And that's going to end up messing up your life, because you're going to get it's no secret, you're going to get caught. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to have your name spewed on every blog, social media, whatever. So
desensitized.
My philosophy. I'm saying, sir, what?
I said they're so desensitized, and there's cameras everywhere, so they don't think things out.
Yeah, and the reason why there's cameras everywhere is because they do not like you. They do not trust you. So
They need to watch
They love
Minority.
moving. They love moving
Minority
goalposts.
Report. You remember that movie?
So my suggestion is that I don't know how difficult it is in your city to build your own programs, make them small, build them big, and whatever philosophy that you have for these children, then make it your own. But also keep in mind that they are children, and some of these people don't have their fathers, mothers, etc., etc. Some of them are coming from broken homes. Some of them are mentally distraught. Whatever the case may be, give them a place where they can say, "I want to keep visiting here," and whatever is on my mind, I can come to this person and say, "Well, I'm having trouble at home, and my parents aren't getting along, or my mom's too hard on me, and my dad beat me up." Whatever the case may, whatever.
Absolutely, I'm absolutely that person in real life. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. Here in Vegas is big. It's big. Steve Zodiac, whatever his name is, the governor here, he's a very busy man. But as soon as I get back, I'm gonna keep trying. As soon as I get back from Michigan, I'm gonna keep continuing to, try to get a hold of this man. I'm not what and it's not difficult. It's not.
I appreciate you popping in, brother.
It's not difficult.
Hey,
but it's not easy either. And again, the kids are our future.
Yeah,
and what
like
they see right now is they think it's an easy door to get into. Not everything is easy.
No, it's not.
Everything is, and
It's
nothing
doable.
is free in this world.
It's doable. Everything's doable. You just got to do the work. People don't know that they can do the work.
There it is.
So my shame comes in lazy people. Like I said, people hand their children over to the school and expect them to do a good job. You have to follow up. You have to be involved. You know what I mean? Because look what
you as a parent, you as an individual. Yes.
That's in school. So this is an artist. They had come to the school and do a performance, and she's just twerking all over these high schoolers. No. We had intelligent speakers. We had people in business, professional folk. We didn't have people coming to perform and twerk and all of that. It's just becoming a foolery. I was about to say something else, but
we had
for it.
Education.
To me, it's no excuse. I think that's where we are now, brother. We make too many excuses for a lot of our sisters and our brothers. Like I said, the brothers are told soon as they walk in the door that they ain't doing right. If you walked into your family house and you wasn't doing right, somebody's going to say to you, "What the hell are you doing?" Somebody's going to check you in the family. But the women, oh no, don't say nothing to Sister Sarah. You understand? She's going to chew your head off. She's just going to walk out the door or whatever. It's rare.
Ooh, can I build?
That'll be okay with being held accountable by their aunties or sister-in-law or somebody else. But it's not. You ain't. Who are you? Don't tell me shit. My kids, I do what I want. I don't care what you think, and I'm doing it by myself. So shame on you that they're turning out like that. You taking pride in that. Like you have full control over these children, and kind of throw shame on the father for not being there, but you're proud that they didn't turn out well. They're not smart, not educated. And it's not all, I'm definitely, and that's why my motto is, if it does not apply, let it fly. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm tired of doing that damn disclaimer, but we know some folk, and those are the folk that I'm talking about. Every woman may have the possibility, the capability of giving birth and, bringing forth a child, but everybody ain't a good mother.
Wow.
It's not. I seen it up close and personal. Not at all. The focus is not the children. Being a mother is selflessness. You do have to put yourself in the back burner. You should definitely make time for yourself, but your focus needs to be on them. And we're not doing that anymore. Bad mothers get praise. Single mothers are getting Father's Day cards. It's unfair. It's not okay. It's not a good concept to bring these children up in. I think it's disappointing because it's teaching them that y'all are not needed and necessary. Y'all are very freaking important. It's things that y'all get to teach us that a woman cannot. Sorry. I don't care how masculine you are, how tomboy you are, how trans you are not a man. You are a father, and fathers parent differently. I've even seen households where the fathers are shunned. Don't talk to them kids like them my kids. How you gonna tell me how to reprimand my children now? If they're just abusive, mean people, yeah. But nah, I've seen good fathers be told, why are you talking to them like that? Because I'm a man. That's why my tone changes when I need them to get in line. You lucky I ain't got to yoke them up. You lucky I ain't got to put my hands on them. And that's all I got to do is raise my voice. You know what I mean? So it's just becoming sad. Mr. Intellectual Soapbox, sir, how you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, family. Yo, I've been thinking about this. Yo, number one, respect to We Unlock Nation and his family. I send my condolences to you and your family, brother. Much love to you.
Sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You always know it's all love. Listen, I'm gonna say this, family. I'm glad you're doing this topic because I've been building on this for a while. It's been brewing in me. I was thinking about this shit last night. Honestly, It's been brewing in me for a minute.
All right.
I'm so sick and tired of us making excuses for this bullshit ass culture and behavior. I'm so sick and tired of it.
Me
on
too.
all scales. I'm tired of brothers choosing this gangster bullshit mentality. We losing our lives at an unreal rate. We make music. We can't even come out with a full-length album now. Brothers is dying at 15, 16, 17, 18. And we think that it's cool. We think this is okay. This is acceptable. While we look at other cultures and we see the Rolling Stones, they damn near 80 years old still going on tour. But my young brothers can't even release an album? But we proud of that, right? That's something to be proud of, right? We can't even go to the store. You can't even send your son or daughter to the store without them being harassed or possibly killed. But we're proud of that, right? That's what we're proud of, right? Because we want to keep it real. The colonizer and oppressor has tricked us into this keeping it real bullshit. While they create whatever reality, whatever laws, whatever statutes they want to protect themselves and their communities. And all communities who are not us do that shit. But we got to keep it real, right? We got to get all our dirty laundry out, right? We got to say everything, right? Well, every other community picks and chooses what they say. And if you try to ask them more than once, they'll say that you're harassing them, or they'll say that you're slandering them. But if we don't say something, we ain't keeping it real. Nah, man, F that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna cover the brothers first, and I'm gonna go to sisters, and then after that, y'all could rock out. For the brothers, stop falling into this bullshit gangster mentality. Get you some education, okay? Start taking care of your women. Start taking care of your family. If you need to move out your hood, move, okay? If your hood is a detriment, just like mine was, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, okay? Ain't too many make it out of that. It's really the home of the brave. You feel me?
Family there too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So you know. A lot of y'all know. You know what I mean? So build, get up out of there, do what you got to do so that you can possibly maybe come back and have something to give. Because you can't give nothing while you're there because there's no resources there. There's no banks there. There's nothing there that you can have that's of substance because they stripped all the resources and everything else. And then whatever resources that is there is owned by somebody else who is not going to give you an opportunity. They're not. They may let you work for them for a summer, but they're not going to give you no real opportunity or resources. It's a fact. So brothers, build your family, build your homes, build your community. And if you have to leave and come back in order to do that, then do that. You know what I mean? Get in the technology field, get in whatever field you can in order to help build your family and build your community. Okay?
And I agree.
Whatever you got to do. You know what I mean?
Plenty of times we uproot our family, brother, you know, an environment. We moved there not knowing, you know, and it's preparation, you know, not to say it's something that can happen overnight, but you got to prep for that and make the decision and do whatever you need to do, be resourceful and get it done.
Yeah.
And you know, there's times you don't have to depend on the system. You know what I mean? But I appreciate it. Got something for the woman? Let's go.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this too for the men. For the men, you got to set the tone. I know sometimes leadership is hard. I know sometimes you feel like people don't want to listen. I know you feel like, man, I want to go through that. But hell, that's what you got to do as a man. It ain't easy. I'm sorry to tell you that, but it ain't. For the women, okay? You know what I'm saying? Yes, we know you have freedom. Yes, we know you can make your own bag. But you're not a man, okay? You're not a man. And you know, for the women, y'all got to start to listen to real men. And you got to start choosing real men, okay? Y'all want to choose the dope boys and the scammers and the guys who used to be in the street and all that, and you want to make him a husband. It ain't going to happen for you, sister. He's never going to marry you. He's never going to be committed to you. It's never going to happen. But yet you won't choose a brother who wants to work hard. You don't want to choose a brother who's educated. You don't want to choose a brother who's actually doing the right thing, who don't have a criminal record, who's staying out of trouble, who's not having multiple kids by different women, who's not drinking alcohol, who's not smoking all different types of substances. You're not choosing that brother. You're choosing everybody else but him. But yet you're mad at the results that you get. No, sister, choose better. Choose better. You know what I mean? And stop. And both of them need to stop having kids that they can't afford. Both the men and women both. Stop having kids that you can't fucking afford, man. I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids are affected. The kids are affected.
Maury's been on over 25 years.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And like I said, and the women, y'all got to start listening to the real men. The real men. You know what I mean? And men, let your voices be heard. Lastly, I got something for the OGs and I'm done. For the OGs, you know what I mean? And I'm just going to be honest. You know what I mean? Most of y'all fucked up. A lot of y'all fucked up. There's a few of y'all that did good, but a lot of y'all fucked up. Take responsibility for that, man. You just coming home from your bid. Your kid's like 20, 30 years old. They done built a life or tried to build a life. You need to come in there and now add something to that. Be that father. Be that uncle. Be that big brother that you should have been. You chose the street life. We get it. You made a mistake. It's all good, baby. We all make mistakes. Now what you going to do with it? Now that you out, what you going to do? How you going to help us build now? Don't come here telling us all these war stories that you used to do. I don't care about who you used to run with. I don't care about who you killed. I don't care about none of that. I don't care who you used to date, how fine she was. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't care how many O's and grams you sold. None of that matters right now. Help us to build something. If you ain't going to help us to build, then take your old ass home and wait for the Reaper to come. Seriously.
Appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that. It's a mouthful. Y'all heard him? We got some chat. Donique is here in the building. Said, oh, you got a car story? My father said, you know what Jesus did. He walked everywhere. Get out. I'll see you at home. I was acting up in the back of the car. That would be child abuse today. Yeah, I had to stop the car. 2 different kids, 2 different times, around the same age too. Stop, pull over, and kick them out my car. Kick them out. I ain't drive off, but I absolutely kicked them out. Let them know, this behavior is unacceptable. You're lucky I can't reach back. It's dangerous. You know, we had a whole conversation about all of that. And so this is my car. And if you get back in my car, we will not behave like that. You know what I mean? So sometimes it needs to be drastic. There's been times we had to strip everything out their room. Everything. All you got is a bed, a desk, and a book. All these damn toys, grandma's sport. You know what I mean? And they need that. They need to know all this stuff is a privilege. So when you do it young, they start to have a certain level of respect for you. And they know that you have expectations. And I'm not just going to keep letting you, oh, I don't know. And I can't. And I don't know no better. And no, we sound like little children, grown people. When I see grown people act like that, because we have an 8-year-old, we have 27, 21, another 21 and 17 and almost 8 on Wednesday. Child, I see grown people act like my 8-year-old. My 17-year-old is more mature than A lot of folks. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, are you kidding me? We out in social aspects, and I'd be like, and some people need to be held accountable, but you can tell to a degree who is going to allow that. You know, you got to know your audience. You go to college and you take English and, you know, public speaking and all of that. First thing they teach you is know your audience.
Right.
Speaking of audience, let's go back. Ooh, right. Let's speak in the audience. So go back to that video. So, what if that was a man? He had on his best gray sweats with his thing slanging around, and the girls is all on the floor and trying to get him to twerk on them. Like, same thing. It's okay.
He would get dealt with.
You know,
it's as simple as that.
He would get. Wait, excuse me, what's happening? Yeah, it would be an issue.
Yeah, pretty much. And she would get dealt with too. I mean, ain't no discrimination. That's my son and my daughter right there.
I mean, just for parents to know that this artist is coming, you know, and nobody says anything, or, you know, it's just like, oh, the kids is just whatever. You know, we have no say so in any of this. You know, you absolutely do. No sound. Hold up. Am I back? Oh, no sound on the video. Oh, if it wasn't no sound on the video, you know, it's just the artist coming to twerk at a high school. Song don't matter.
You know, twerk.
Mr. Best,
they call it twerking. They call it twerking, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's
They called it something back in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't twerking.
Of course, no. It's more traditional. Dan, they got so many awesome traditional dances, but that's here in America. That's not it. And our women want to make it a culture. You know, it's a part of our culture. No, because when there's other music on, I don't see y'all two-stepping and, you know, doing the Poison Running Man and all of this and all of that. As soon as they throw on this type of music, quick to do it. I'm talking about grown ass women and won't be around just 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, a party with 40 and 50-year-olds. And these women, absolutely go in, whether it's, you know, just blowing off steam, whatever the case, whatever. There's too many excuses made for it. Just in my day, it just wasn't considered to be ladylike, especially when you're not even trying to, you know, dance with the men in the club. You know, I mean, these are grown people. We talking my age people, men on one side, everybody just looking at each other. You know, there's we're just not learning.
Yeah, I remember.
It's a problem. But then if this music comes on, you're over sexualizing yourself, but you don't want men to do it. So I'm confused with, there was a day where we're not allowing y'all to over sexualize us. You understand what I'm saying? But they are doing it to themselves. And they're like, that's not what it is. I'm just being me. I'm doing me, boo, or whatever it is. It's too much. So what kind of attention you getting? What kind of attention you think a man is when you come on?
You get the type of attention when he starts
they
grabbing you right in your behind.
Yeah, they do. And it's not a lot. I have to say, the men be quite respectful. It's only once in a while I may see somebody come over and just like grab a girl, but no, they're pretty. The women are disrespectful. The women.
Yeah.
Matt Petrillo joins us live from outside Philadelphia Police headquarters in Spring Garden. He's got the latest. Matt.
Natasha, police tell us they need help identifying multiple shooters who together fired nearly 3 dozen times.
We heard like bang, 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 bang.
This blown-out car window is left behind here in Brewerytown after police say 3 women were shot early Sunday morning, alarming neighbors.
We wrote a piece that jolted up. looked outside and cops were here right away, basically.
Officers tell us before the shooting, the victims were at this home for an Airbnb party.
We don't believe it was sanctioned rented property at this point.
Philadelphia Police Captain John Walker says one of the women had made a post on social media before the three left. Then, as they returned to the Airbnb, all still riding in an SUV, multiple shooters approached and fired more than 30 times.
Three young ladies in the house were now shot in a situation like this.
Do you know what the Instagram post said? What triggered this?
We're not going to release that at this point. We know it's an Instagram post believed triggered it.
The victims are 19, 20, and 21 years old. Today, they're listed in stable condition, and we found they're also now a part of a troubling trend. A growing number of women and girls shot in Philly, injured or killed. Year to date, more than 180 women and girls have been shot in the city. That's more than twice as many during the same time in 2018 and 2019. Do you know what's leading to this big increase?
We don't know. We know Saturday night we had a lot of female shootings. We're working to try to figure that out with our investigative teams along with our research teams that we have working with the health department and the Office of Violence Prevention.
Well, we know they're not getting it from their mothers.
You said they're not getting it from their mothers?
Possibly, maybe, but it's more of a male influence to me.
Lack thereof male influence, because a male's influence is really logic and accountability. You know, I mean, it's a different upbringing than a mother. Mothers pander and nurture, and we're soft. Not all, but that's our role.
Remember those Scared Straight days?
Oh yes, I mean, and they still have those programs. They really do. You can just got to do your research. They do. If your youth is troubled, you can absolutely. There's some programs that you can reach out to that can get them in that. Man, some gentlemen will come to your home. They're ex-prisoners, and they set out to do these types of things. It's happened. I think I might have seen it recently, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, guy. I think I followed him too. Yeah, but this right here is they're desensitized, and that shooting was triggered from an Instagram post. They don't even know what the post was, or they're not sharing with us what the post was to cause somebody to go find these girls and buck at them.
I think we're intelligent to know what it really was about. I mean, nonsense.
Of course, motion, it's just nonsense. It's unacceptable.
Women leveling absolutely nothing will level the playing field between a 120-pound woman and a 300-pound man like a gun.
Gun sales in the United States have skyrocketed over recent years. Background checks rose from more than 8 million in 2000 to nearly 39 million just last year. Recent studies show women, specifically women of color, are the fastest growing group of gun owners in the U.S. Mara Siriani is the owner of a female-owned self-defense company. She says women need to know how to be their own first responders.
I don't have a lot of women that come just because. They come because they're afraid of something, because they're worried about crime, they're worried about violence. Here to help women level the playing field. Absolutely nothing will level the playing field between a 120-pound woman and a 300-pound man like a gun.
A recent study from Harvard shows 42% of gun owners in the country
so you take that gun from your
women,
ass. I'm just saying.
14% over the last 5 years.
I've seen some females who are well trained.
Oh yeah.
And then there are those that really don't know what the hell they're doing, and they just
absolutely. Absolutely.
I hear males nowadays say that they will fight any female that is a mixed martial artist or a boxer. I said, well, I mean, you can try, but I know some, say for example, Layla will knock your ass out.
Right. Everybody.
I mean, she sat boxing matches with her husband, and her dad, her dad is her name, her last name, Ali. So. And she learns from the best if I'm learning from the best, and I'm getting scars, I'm getting torn up, ribs broken because I'm training with the best, then yeah, I'm going to get healed up, and I'm going to get that knowledge, I'm going to get that wisdom, I'm going to get that training in, and you're going to feel my pain if I'm being messed with. If a male don't feel, but here's a little advice. Just because you're 300 pounds does not mean you can get your nose broken. Just because you're 300 pounds doesn't mean you can get your undergarment smashed. Trying to clean it up. I mean, you got a lot, parts of your body, of course, are vulnerable.
Sensitive areas.
The various.
The amount of pressure you're gonna.
All I gotta do is grab. All I gotta do is grab, or whatever you was like. If you think it's easy, go right ahead. But it's easy for the weak. But for those who are, like I said, well trained, right? And for those females who think they, just because they train a lot, you gotta act intelligent. You gotta act smart.
You think it's more well trained women handling gun and martial arts than
I would say if they had a teacher that would tell them, you use this art only within necessary means. If you're just going out just Lily Free Willy and thinking that you can take on any man, then you're dead wrong. And sometimes that same master can come for you and do to you by any means necessary because you have basically dishonored the code.
Okay.
You're not supposed to go around thinking that, man or woman, thinking that, okay, just because you learn this from me.
It's for protection. It's not to go out and just use people.
Then my name gets plastered as if I did something wrong. And I got to go to my student and now I got to handle this because you did something stupid. You know what I mean? So I tell my daughter, she's in martial arts. Okay. And she's knocked down a few big boys. And I was like, don't get that through. Okay. You're good, but you're not that good. So just get this through your head right now. Just
right.
Keep on practicing, keep on learning, and in well need, I will let you know when it is necessary to use some of that stuff. Some of that stuff is just like,
it might not be easy accessible.
Might not be easy. It's like
you might not be around. This might be a automatic action I got to take right now. So do I deck them or do I walk away?
Everything is you think it's the physical part, right?
I mean, it's about protecting yourself. You can stop somebody from harming you. You don't necessarily have to attack someone. So it's more of protection. I know how to protect myself, get out of a headlock. You understand what I'm saying? Things like that. Those are very important skills versus
and you're well mentally trained.
Somebody up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna go into a situation and getting all throw up.
Out of her purse while standing in line at a Chipotle in Ronhurst. This happened last Saturday at the fast food restaurant on Cotman Avenue. This all unfolded when the cashier told customers they had to close the store due to a staffing shortage and they had to order their food online. The woman took the gun out and told a worker if someone didn't make her food that there would be a problem. The woman eventually left without incident. If you can identify her, Philadelphia police want to hear from you.
A 28-year-old.
And we know damn well that wasn't logic. That was all emotion. That's some crazy shit. This is what's happening. You may not be seeing it, but it's happening more and more. Women are the new
when I'm around.
Women are the new bad men. I don't want to say the new men because men don't act like that. like, what is happening here? It's crazy. Oh, welcome. He said hi. Welcome to the building, sir.
How you doing?
What you thought about that?
How you doing, brother? Peace. We
Yes,
on
sir.
lock.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't resist.
I know I needed your
Only
insight.
because I hear, the back and forth, and it depends. You got some people, they need to be trained. Some people going to be trained, some people not. And that's when your question came in. So do you think that there's more women walking around trained or not? He kind of avoided that and went on to another thing about emotion. But here's the thing. Do you think it's more emotionally loose women walking around with guns, or do you think it's more strategically trained and background filled women walking around with guns? Because I'll go ahead and answer the question. I think it's more emotional women that's pulling out their guns if the food ain't getting ready. If a Facebook post get posted, and then you said it was a man thing, but I just put up a clip that said it's more African-American women buying guns than anybody. So if you put one and one together, it's like we gonna wind up getting shot by these mad, angry, fed up, modern women because they know they cantankerous. And the minute we tell them something, they might pull out that little pink snub nose 32. And it's a shame that we hear, and it's because there is no shame. It's because it's not a community of upstanding elders that's doing what they supposed to do so they could say, yo, little Jamal, you ain't supposed to be acting like that. But here's what Jamal could say in 2022. Mr. Wilson, you ain't shit.
Suck my dick, bitch.
I see you cutting up and beating your wife and cheating on your wife and acting a fool out here. So you can't tell me And this is where this cultivates from. Nobody can't tell nobody nothing because most people is out here acting like 85ers.
Yep, I agree.
Interesting.
What we see here.
And I love your Sundays because we need to have somebody point out at least shame is when you make somebody feel bad about what you do. And if there is nobody that you make feel bad, no elders, no children, no peers, no bosses, no managers, no boyfriend, no husband, nobody can pull y'all to the side and say, yo, you acting up.
Right. Doing too much.
We in a bad place. And I agree with you 100.
So you got to do what you got to do is necessary.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
but she shouldn't be pulling out no gun because the order's got to be made online now. Like she said, it's going to be a problem if somebody don't make this food for me. And
to
she
be
got
perfectly honest.
He was simple. Now that's what I call a simple man. For her to even be able to do that, like, and he's standing right there, like,
I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never heard of this before. I'm not going to lie to you.
Women.
I've never heard of a woman. I heard of a woman going and getting upset, climbing through windows, climbing over countertops, but over guns.
I mean, I know some folks personally who are like, gun toting. Wow. They would definitely come for you.
Women get emotional about their food.
I mean, I come from a tough generation, the Queen Latifahs and all that. It's definitely embedded. You can take the girl out the hood. Can't take the hood out the girl. It's a time and place for everything. You use it when it's needed and necessary. You know what I mean? It's definitely a tool and a good resource to have, to be able to defend yourself and not take no shit. But you don't just lead like that. I don't just walk around the world with a chip on my shoulder like I can beat up people and, don't F with me. And no.
And it could be a one-off, but I don't think it is. But you go ahead. I'm sorry, Mr. We on lock.
What if I told you, and this is a question for you both. What if I were to tell you, and this is not everybody, listen, this is not for everybody.
Absolutely.
But what if I were told you that if you were, say, with this individual, right? And if I were to train you how to use a gun, and if you went all willy-nilly like that, do I have a right to off you? Do I have a right to put you out of your misery? If I have to tell you one time to put it away, Because number one, I trained you. I trained you to use a weapon within necessary means. Right. But you're gonna go into a restaurant just because they don't have what they don't have, and I mean, we could just pick up and go to another freaking restaurant.
Absolutely.
Or just leave and order online like
no, but no, they got what I have right here.
Absolutely. Control. We want to control everything. Women has a control disorder. It's a syndrome.
And people think I'm a simp when I say you are for women. No, I equal the playing field. I just hear a lot of most spaces when they just downgrading a whole bunch of women. That's just me.
No,
yeah, I'm a balanced person. If you're a woman and if you messing up, then we gotta check you. It's as simple as that.
I mean,
same thing as a guy. It's like, I mean, we gotta use common sense over here. What we doing? What we doing?
You're absolutely right. And I mean, and that's why the focus is where it is, because like you said, just looking from a standpoint of logic, looking from a standpoint of well-roundedness, you know that gun safety and gun knowledge is the first thing you're taught when you get a gun permit, when you go to gun class, when you think about handling a gun. And a part of that knowledge is knowing when you pull that gun out, the situation just escalated to a life and death situation.
Or you can
and
end up hurting yourself.
Should have knowledge of guns before you pick one up, and don't put your finger on unless you're ready to pull the trigger. But again, leads me back to my initial point. We got a bunch of people which are emotional creatures with guns. They don't follow the rules. That gun wasn't even supposed to come out unless it was used.
I got a BB and I treat it like it's real. Respect.
Because
I heard somebody with that.
It was somebody that watched you pull that gun out for a frivolous reason, and they like, oh, we're not gonna have that type of volatile temper walking around this neighborhood with a gun, because it's already enough people in this neighborhood with guns. So guess what? We're gonna eliminate that threat immediately, because they obviously don't know what it is to be out here with a gun. But like I said, that could be a one-off, but I don't think so. Let's take a look at this.
I'm gonna be at your house tonight. Like stay right here, bitch. You can stay right here. So you can call the police. You can stay right here. Call the police. You can stay right here. You can call the police. Bitch, what? Shoot what? Hold on. Hold on. Shoot what, bitch? Shoot what? What? Hey, don't put your what? Please. What, please? What, please? What, please? Y'all see me all the time. What, please? What?
They got her order wrong.
It kind of reminds me of the two girls who went back in the back and they got mollywopped by Fryer.
We on Lock Nation. The girl behind the cash register pulls out a gun on the girl. She walks behind the counter saying, "Shoot me."
And the manager's in between with a gun right by her head.
Boys don't do that.
What is?
You pull out a gun, we know. Oh, whoa. Situation.
What are you doing?
You gonna put yourself in the middle
behind the counter, and you're not an employee or an employer.
She didn't care to be shot. She was desensitized.
Emotion took
or she knew the girl wasn't going to shoot her. She didn't shoot.
That too. I know girls start pulling out guns.
Not all. They pull out guns and shoot by accident.
Show me what you're talking about.
Got plenty of videos.
Some of these people in this generation just need to just.
It's sad because a lot of these are not being kept up in the homes, and our children are finding them and they're shooting each other. That's been an epidemic over the last year.
Trash can checked in. He said, "Rockabye, baby."
We having babies delete other babies.
Let's get to these
because they don't know. They watch video games. They don't know what's going on, but they're finding it in these homes that are woman ran, majority.
Right.
And it's just somewhere where they can get it, and they come and they flinging it around and boop boop. It's been happening a lot. It happened when we grew up. What Trash say? Not women don't like listening as it is. It's true. I'm a woman. I'm sitting right here and I'm telling you it's true. I've been with my husband 25 years and it was so hard to take some of the medicine.
I see men who become macho when they get a gun. A little more bravado than they usually, a little more machismo when they
Just a
get
little
a gun.
bit more. I mean, we saw Juice. We grew up with that.
Can
Changes you a
imagine?
little, you know. But I focus
That's
on the
what
women.
keeps
You
you
know, they're
up.
so fearful of men. You know,
Mess up my chicken sandwich if you
let
want to.
alone
And I
having a
got a
man
gun.
train them.
Strap,
Yeah,
strap. You remember Strap? Yeah, I
Sure.
remember.
I
sometimes
want my
now,
sandwich
Yo,
like
his sandwich is bigger.
Like the same fucking sandwich. It's not the same
Same
sandwich.
sandwich.
no.
Oh man! And he turns
Yo,
around and blasts the little girl by accident.
there's a video out of a mama giving her child a gun to
Yes,
go back
yes.
on the bus,
On the school bus.
to handle some business.
On the school bus. There was
Shout
a
out to Army
bully.
Vet.
So there was a bully
It's
on the
always a
school
bully.
bus. Shout out to
It's
that.
always a bully.
Shout out to that reference, Army Vet. There was a bully on the school bus. The bully and the child had a fight the previous day. The next day, mama came to the school bus and passed the little boy the gun first. The little boy passed it to his sister. And she was banging on the school bus for the driver to open the door so she could come on the bus to shoot this baby. And the other babies on the bus were completely terrorized.
Where are your Baltimore
all across
rappers
the
and
country.
actors and all this? Where are they?
Oh, please. They are living their best lives.
This is
They're
just-
living their best lives.
Absolutely.
The mayors, the governors, like the politicians,
We got to be more
they're living their
conscious.
best lives. The principals, they're living their best lives. They get almost $200,000 a year. You think teachers make that? Do they deserve to have all of that? But our children are our future. They don't need to have all that.
They both ended up getting locked up, the little girl and mom.
A gun is called false courage, just like alcohol. Courage juice. It's a shame, but it is absolutely a shame to see our women feeling the need to be men, you know, and they hate men so much. You hate something so much, you kind of wind up turning out to be like it.
But
see the white people taking over our culture, right? They hate us so much, they want to be us.
We're going to be fair today, though.
Mm.
The men up here, too.
So it's a thing. And I mean, and I absolutely grew up with nothing but boys. So you know, this is why I speak the way I speak, because they've always been open and honest about their plight. So even if I wasn't listening to the men on the street or my mates, my brothers, right? I love them. I'm gonna listen to them, right? You know, because they nurture me and love me, and I'm their sister and all of that. So why not have that same respect and adoration for the man that I choose to share life with? Right? Because I definitely want the women to come in my brothers' lives and treat them right? Because if they got a sister, so if it's not going down right, all they got to do is holler at me to say, or Mom Dukes, that's how it's supposed to be. Right? Because if something's going wrong with my husband, I should be able to holler at them like, yo, we need to talk to him, whatever. You know understand what I'm saying? That's how it used to be, but it's not like that no more.
I'll tell you one thing, things need to change for the better.
Absolutely. That's single mothers. We need to do a better job. They seem to be taking a lot of pride in it when our children are coming out of it not as intelligent and prepared for this world that they're coming into. They might be preparing for social media with their butts, for a 25, 26-year-old Black girl to be more encouraged, to go get her booty than to put that money towards something else. They got kids or whatever the case may be. You get a lump sum of money and that's the first thing you want to go do is do something to your body, spend it frivolously, Prada bag. It's bullshit. We've been talking about the Jordan thing, for years, right? First thing guys do, go buy their sons Jordans and da-da-da-da-da. Look, our women ain't even putting food in the house. They ain't cleaning up. They ain't making sure these kids are educated, but they got the illest weaves and wigs and posting up like everything is all good, and it's not. It's not.
What is the percentage of both the mother and the father in the home in Baltimore, Maryland?
Oh my God.
If the national average is 70, here it has to be in the 80 to 90% range.
I do see a lot
rare.
of fathers involved, but what I have to say, women are the new men in the relationships.
Households, again, his
But
households.
they're moving like women. This is what I'm trying to say. Men are not allowed to be fathers. Women take a lot of the control. Versus the father having a say on how this child is raised, how it's dressed, what they're able to do with their phones. I mean, any of it. I see the women give mad pushback. No, nope. You got to go ask your mama. Your mama. What the fuck? Make a decision, dad. So they're trained like that, even in homes where they're both. Wait, tell my kids, you just gonna walk by your father and ask me? No, he's right there. Ask him. He has the right to say yes or no as well. It's unfair to make me God in the house. And then you want to take that role away at some point and have a say. It becomes very confusing in a household. I've seen many households, fathers, and they're biologically these children's father, and they're not allowed to father them, to parent them how they see fit, which is absolutely going to be different from the mother of X. It's going to be different. Y'all are different. Men are different. Y'all speak different. Your tone is different. How you want to reprimand your children is different. Women are not allowed to do that. Not as much. It's a very small amount of households that's like that. But here, the percentage is pretty high on single family homes. If I can say going to the school orientations and things like that, it's much more women. If there's 20 families there, it may be 3 to 5 families that have both parents.
Okay.
So, it's a little different here. But upstate New York, everybody had their parent, So it's just where the demographics of where you are, but it's definitely unique.
And you have African American governors, mayors over there.
The mayor is
African American. The governor
is Caucasian. The highest one is Caucasian, but everybody under him is brown. I mean, what's unique? Been here 5-6 years? As soon as we got here, we were seeing the news. Just all of the politicians crooked, going to jail. The police, head of the police, like.
So The Wire wasn't just some type of a show,
But one person can make a difference. It's really true. One person attracts another person. Word of mouth is something unique. That was always the best advertisement. Because I don't think we get the best advertising, just movies and shows, anything. There's nothing healthy for us brown people on television and social media.
Because you keep showing the same thing.
I mean, the media has control. We don't have control over it. We don't have control over it. Our black men do things and they get criminalized. I mean, and it's true. Some of them deserve it and all that. But when white people do the same thing, they don't get the same criminalization. They get understood in this one's background and such and such.
You can control the media by doing your own thing.
No, they're not allowed to.
You can't control narratives, though.
Yeah.
We absolutely
can control what our people watch
media.
and see, but no, we can't control what's played on ABC, BET, Bravo station.
Somebody's going to have to go to ABC. Then.
They did to Bill Cosby because he was trying to buy a station. Hello. I mean, we're not.
That's one black man. But just imagine if we had a legion.
They allowed Oprah pushes a particular agenda.
Oh,
yeah, I love Oprah. I mean, she came up, but I'm saying this is why she was allowed. Who she let in? Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz,
C+ students.
Iyanla, but then Iyanla was pushed to the side. So I'm just saying it's not really an open window for us. They push a lot of negativity.
Interesting.
I mean, every holiday we watch Roots. I mean, why keep playing this?
JB checked in. What he said?
Oh, no Nat Turners?
Oh man, crazy.
We can't play Birth of a Nations?
No, that's
not one time we played Birth of a Nation.
I'm talking about Roots.
No,
I know Roots, but I'm saying
right. I'm not talking about Birth of a Nation. It comes with a lot of history behind it. Our kids don't have that.
I think the point that he's trying to make is that you can put on the DVD player, the Fire Stick in your home, whatever source of media you choose. Is that the point that you're making, We on Lock Nation? We can put on Nat Turner if we choose to. We can put on pro-black shows if we choose to that show us in a positive light.
Yes.
Perfect. But
I agree.
Is the narrative the same thing as us controlling our households? The media in itself pushes a narrative. Again, you alluded to Juice, Boys in the Hood, South Central. In the 90s, these shows depicted Black men in a particular light, which desensitized America to seeing these men be done wrong and don't be on their side. Actually blame them as victims for being murdered, for being arrested, for being brutalized. And again, when you bake a cake and it tastes good, you keep the recipe and bake it again. So now the recipe is just being baked for sisters. They make us desensitized by saying they're contentious, they are combative, they are hard to get along
they
with.
did that to y'all.
So when we start to see them get beat up, when we start to see them get shot, when we start to anymore, it's like, oh, well, she wasn't cooking and cleaning anyway. She was probably like the rest of them. So who cares if the police shot her? Who cares they kicked in her door when they didn't even have a rightful warrant and they killed her and we do nothing? This is desensitization. And again, why we show this is because we want to create the sensitivity to when you see someone doing something that is detrimental to their life in the long run, you say, listen, little Billy, you shouldn't be doing that. You might have consequences later on for those same actions that are dire. And all I want to do is say, he pointed it out to me. Mr. He said it. Police got me in the back of this damn car and he told me that what I was doing. And all we want is them to have the opportunity to reflect on that, mainly women, because again, like you said, we're looking at it from such a logical standpoint. It would be ignorance to not notice where our community is, who's leading our community at the particular time, and what we can do to correct it. But we are not eliminating men from this equation. And I have a great example of it right now. Check this out, y'all.
Okay, at this point now, like, seriously.
The game really be that serious that you got your daughter drinking out the whole bottle. Like that game that serious. That shit sad.
And I'm getting boys like that. Just keep her right there.
No, dude.
What you mean?
The game that serious that you couldn't get up.
Exactly.
Not leaving y'all up.
Where's the father?
He was
He
sitting
was
right,
sitting right
there
there.
playing the game.
No, where's his father?
Yeah, probably sitting somewhere playing a game somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that the shame, there's no shame in just putting
watched
your
Auntie and
bottle
Mommy
in
do
your
it.
baby mouth and put on headphones.
It wasn't even a bottle. It was the
The
Similac
whole
container.
bottle. That was crazy. That was shameful. As a dad, we are not that simple, are we, fellas?
No.
I hope not.
That was very irresponsible. Because with gurgle, choke or something, you're not paying attention. Overdrink, that was a big container. Was it just 4 ounces in there or 6, or was it the whole thing? Because that baby will sit and let that stuff go right down their throat. If they can't push it out, they can't grab it and push it out their mouth, and they're choking. So that it's dangerous. God damn. So shame on you, father, for sticking that in the baby's mouth. It only takes a couple minutes for a baby to.
So I got a solution for that. That was a big giant. That was like a big 8 ounce. What?
Probably already mixed one, maybe like a 24 ounce.
So
yeah,
Russians play this game called, I forgot what it was, but we laid that same young man down, and we put a towel around his face. Pour a big giant sized jug of water on, and then let him breathe. I was like, you feel better? And you can't talk because you got so much water in your mouth.
And your nose.
And you can't breathe.
And when babies that young are laid back like that, it can do that. And that's why they're caused to choke.
I have a solution to everything.
Yes.
You do what you do to the baby. We do to you what you did to that baby. The little girl, little girls, you want to go and twerk? Well, guess what? Let's see. We come
Damn,
out
this
with
bitch-
belts and we
Ooh.
wear that behind out.
Or any man in
like,
see that's any man can't take a call her father. Just have a honorary father in every club, right? An honorary grandfather. They start getting up. He got the belt. Now you start that shit. Now just go dance with the guy. Just go dance with him. You know,
It's like those two little girls
African
that were twerking on
dance.
and the father came in there and started whooping on the yeah. That's what we
So
That would be
except
something.
for a game, really?
Yes. I mean, it gets serious, man. Some people are in their games, but she knew who that man was before she made him a daddy. Huh?
Some of these
Or
people
no.
are
Or no.
meant for, well, I would
Hey,
say
look,
if you had a child that act like that,
as
would
is in
you
the
put them in
building,
the
man.
military?
Would you say we on Lock Nation?
I asked if you had a child that acted like a complete buffoon and wouldn't stop acting like that, would you put them in the military?
Ooh. I mean, I can't forcefully put anybody in the military, right? Because they're an adult.
But if he well,
To suggest it, yeah. Now, if it was bad and I seen it before they even became an adult, I would probably look into something like Scared Straight, especially if I didn't have a man, a father for that child, and it was me by myself. Absolutely, I'm going to the local detention center, and I'm going to ask them officers over there if they can do a Scared Straight on my child, even if I got to pay them for their time while they're off the clock. Knock on my door and bang on it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'll create a whole scenario on all that. Not playing.
My father did that to me.
Back there, talk to his ass for 2-3 hours, make him sweat, pee on himself, whatever. Scam straight.
My father
I need
did
your help.
the same thing
So
to
then
me.
again, men are needed and necessary because I couldn't get female officers to do that for me. It's not something they would be successful in doing. They would have to let this young man know when you come in there, you have no protection. You might get raped, beat up more. You think you tough, and drilling it in how they need to honor their elder and the sacrifices the elder had to make to get them here, and the love that they have for them, that they want them to do better. Like, because this is your last chance. And if I am capable of signing them up for the military 17 before they're an adult, I absolutely would. Absolutely. You got to go. But that's me if I was a single parent. But there's a father involved. We're going to get this together. We're going to sit down. If we got to do that still with both of us being involved, then we're going to have to do that. No. But you notice these things. It's not something that just happens. That child just turned 16. You notice they're closed off. They're hanging out too long. Certain friends are different. They're not bringing the friends around for you to meet them. Like, it's a whole bunch. We start to not pay attention to the detail when it comes to our children. It's our fault.
It's a wonderful thing.
To pay attention. We think they're independent enough. They're smart enough and this and that. No, because we haven't grown kids and they still need leadership. They still need our help. They still need guidance. They think they're grown and they know everything, but they're either going to realize the easy way or they're going to realize the hard way, that they still need mentoring and leadership. Either they're going to accept it the easy way or they're going to accept it the hard way. The hardest way is, the easy way is getting punished by me, reprimanded by me, spanked by me. The hard way is having the society do it to you. The detention center to take you over, CPS to snatch you from me. Or the prison system.
Do you know what it's like to wear somebody else's clothing?
Yes.
Do you know what it's like to have to take showers when they tell you to take a shower? Do you know? Do you know what it's like when they say, "Lights out"?
They do, because they have rules like that at home, and they didn't want to follow them. So now you're grown and you're going to have to follow some even more. You know what I mean? Like, come on, it's hard to be good. It is not an easy thing. But when I make you conscious of right or wrong behavior and you continue to behave, if I get you through high school, man, you're smart enough. You're smart enough to know right or wrong. I'm not going to keep being my children's savior if they keep behaving in a certain way. We got to change this around. Like you said, what you going to do? We're going to do something. It's going to get bad.
Well, if you reach high school and let's just say you're a sophomore, and of course we're going to continue to have conversations. I'm just like,
Some people don't.
I'm your father, okay? I'm your father. But you can talk to me. Whatever you're going through, you can talk to me.
Right.
This is man-to-man conversation. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about girls? You want to talk about vacations? You want to talk about getting a car? You want to talk about beating up on somebody? Talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go to your mom. I mean, your mom, she's one way. I'm another way.
Yeah. Get both sides.
Even though you need both, what I want to say, feminine and masculine traits.
Perspectives, yep. Mm-hmm.
Perspectives. You know your daddy is going to be your daddy. And we gonna listen, if we have to go to get a slice of pizza, tear up the town, whatever we gotta do, someone talk to me. And that's how most young people they attach themselves to their moms a little too much, and you got to be attached. Is like, bring your ass over here. And we talk about, but that's what my father did for me. That's what my father did for me, and unfortunate.
I used to have to break my kids out of that. I hated it. I used to have to drill into them how important their father was. Young. I knew it was important. I grew up in homes where, they don't really give the praise, or, if the kids are acting up, like it comes from the mother, because they don't see all that he was doing, running a business, all of the outside stuff. They didn't see. They saw when he came home, he might have gotten the game. You understand what I'm saying? Gave them a little bit of play, but mommy was the one, right in the gist of everything. I'm dropping them off, picking them up, whatever the case may be. So they have to be like, your father is very important. Do you not know what he do? So I have to tell them. But not many homes are like that. No. Y'all are not giving a lot of praise. They might even maybe even talking down about you to them behind your back. You know what I mean? It's good that you have that type of relationship with your child, but there's a lot of fathers that are not allowed to be that way, and they've been kept so docile to where now it's just uncomfortable to even have them conversations with their kids. I see it.
Wow.
I see it. These little kids out here will start some trouble and then go in the house and get their father and their mother, and they both coming out here acting ratchet. Are you kidding? To kid shit? Really? Especially when it's a child that that's constantly, you know what I mean? This is a constant behavior with this child. One day you're going to come outside and the other parent, it's going to be a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Just bringing them into drama instead of sitting them down. Y'all going to fuss and fight. Don't call me for that. Y'all fight it out and go finish playing basketball, because that's what's going to happen. It's happening every day. You understand what I'm saying? Like, or then be outside.
Fight it out while I'm standing there watching.
You can see what's happening, right? And you can check it when it's happening. Like, yo, you over there bullying him? Shut up. Yo, check that. Play ball. Stop, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Y'all know what y'all do. So it's just not being a man. Absolutely. I've seen women shut men up. Fathers, stop it. Now, if they're not around, they're not around. But if they are around, this is his father. Let that man be a father. You can't tell him how to be a man, and you cannot tell him how to be a father. Now, if he's abusive, we're not saying any of that. Don't even try to put those kind of things out there. We're talking about good people. Okay.
But you gotta explain what the difference is between abuse and abuse. Like, for example, if I take my belt off and I start whooping your behind, someone say that's abuse. No, it ain't. It's called love. This is the love belt.
Well, tough love.
But if you punching your son, is okay. I get it. I might smack you in the face for talking out of line, but I ain't gonna use my whole fist. I'm not gonna close my fist. No, I ain't gonna do that. If we end up doing it, and then I'm gonna have to get on you now. It's like, wait a minute, bro. Scale back a little bit. All right. He's a man. He needs to teach. He needs his lesson. No, he don't. Because if you give him this lesson, if you constantly do that, what makes you think he's not going to come back and do that very same thing to you because he's traumatized?
And I think most people don't know how to balance it. That's why there should be parenting classes, and they should have kept home ec in and got it even more diverse as the kids got older. You know, it's not something you should get in 6th and 7th grade. And then when you get to high school and everybody's having sex, it's not a class. It should be even more in depth now. Now we're talking about hormones, and we're talking about the quickness of getting pregnant with protection. Like, it should be more in depth. All they do is teach them about the reproductive system. They're not teaching them anything. So those classes are really young. So you're talking 12. Everything done start changing hormones, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and they're in high school now, and they're not having this type of class. They took all of that stuff out. So they don't even know frivolous sex can create a damn child. Now we having baby showers for 16-year-olds. But we were doing that back in my day. I'm just saying, I would have hoped time has changed over 30 years, and it hasn't. So this is why I'm here. Times ain't changed. We still doing this. 15, 16 pregnant. You know, having these discussions with our young girls. They don't even know how to clean their vaginas, let alone know what's happening. You wouldn't believe the lack of knowledge that's going on for our young girls. It's amazing. So I'm shaming women for not teaching it, and them being ashamed in their own bodies that they're not comfortable to talk about it. You know what you went through, especially a lot of women I come up with, and they say they didn't get this information from their own mother. So you're coming up not getting the information, and in turn you have your children and you don't want to give that information to them. It's a freaking shame. You should be ashamed of yourself. Anything I felt like I didn't get from my parents is something I want to give my children because I didn't have it. And hopefully they'll have a better chance than me. You understand what I'm saying? So this is where the shame comes in for me. We're not doing good enough. And we put too many bullcrap things as priorities in our life and not the things that are really important, which for us is our children. We decided to bring them here, right? My body, my choice. I brought it here. I brought it here. So I have to cultivate it. I have to teach it. I have to model the behavior. So if I'm modeling slut, whore, all men are bad, fear everything, this is what they're doing. I got a little 10-year-old asked me as soon as school got out, you having a hot girl summer? Me and my mommy ready for this hot girl summer. I was dumb.
Lord. Not these hot girl summers.
I mean, it's going to be hot and I'm a girl. That's the first thing I said. I'm a girl and it's going to be hot. Okay. What's hot girl summer to you and your mommy? I don't know. You know, she just threw it out there. It's just these phrase words, but they don't even have no context behind it. But your child is out here telling me about that. Fresh to death, too. Fresh to death. Everything matching, little purse with, come on. We need to do
First
better.
of all, hot girl summers are meant for individuals, intelligent individuals who are with other intelligent individuals and will tell them and hold them accountable. Say, okay, don't get too, we can have a drink, don't get too drunk. Leave them dudes alone. Let's play cards. You know how to play Uno? You know how to play phase 10? And
you know how to jump rope, goddamn?
Jump rope. Jump
rope, my guy. It's a shame. Trash can check them. He said, ask your kids how babies are made. They say, I don't know, but ask them about anal sex and they give you a full blow by blow.
I blame that on.
It's real. I mean, you can ask a boy where the clitoris is and they don't know that at all. So
I don't ask my son of anything until he turns of age where I believe he's qualified to know all that. I might tease him. I might tease him about like, hey, the little girl on the swing set, you know, it was like, Dad. I tease my daughter all the time. It's like, hey, it's like, what's up with you and that boy over there? It's like, Dad.
And that's when you have the kid, and it's so hard to have those conversations because at what age do you start? You know, and for the little young early elementary, it's just as simple. Like you're gonna like boys, you know, and that's just what it is. You know, they might do something one day and then you don't like them no more, and that's okay. You're getting to learn that boy is different from that boy, and that boy is different from that boy, and that girl is different from that girl, and that because this girl is gonna tease you, but that girl is nice to you. This girl is inclusive. You know what I mean? So explaining to them that when they go to school, people are different.
Yeah.
I don't think we tell them that. They go to school and lose their minds because they like, what am I seeing? I didn't know you could do that. Oh, you know what I mean?
But guess what? The consequences and repercussions of that is syphilis. And they actually show what syphilis looks like.
Yeah, you can do
They
that.
show gonorrhea, what gonorrhea looks like. And they all go, ew.
Yeah, hot girl summer means STD summer, and they going to be burning. And then they're going to have a spring baby.
Burning like heat mice.
It's no joke. They need to know about that stuff, you know? I mean, and it's important. Yeah, we getting back
look
to
here,
the
you
thing.
two. I
I
gotta go
appreciate
get
you
up and
coming up.
split. But before I do, I want to ask you one last question. What is your favorite book to read? I want to ask the Mr. and the Mrs.
Man. Mine's honestly is the dictionary. At this point, you know, I'm homeschooling, so it's like one of the main books that's in my face a lot. And I enjoy it because with her, I'm learning in depth more things, even though it's third grade. You forget that stuff. So, yeah, the
Malcolm X learned the entire dictionary. So,
oh, yes.
So I'm good with that.
Absolutely.
One
for
of your
me, my
books?
favorite book is probably The Art of War. Just because
Sun Tzu.
yeah, absolutely. Just because it was necessary, you know, from going from a boy to a man, understanding life, understanding the art, and just, you know, let me know I was on the right track as far as my knowledge. 48 Laws of Power, like Trash Can just said, another
Robert Greene,
you know, message to the black man, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, things like that. Just, you know, knowledge, man. I came up in a store, the House of Nubian in New York, real popular store, a lot of celebrities, a lot of just culture in there, from the Negro Leagues to, you know, how not to eat pork, all of, you know, Shahara Ali books, and just all of that knowledge. Just, I came up the right way, man. Just, you know, Behold a Pale Horse, just, you know, all types of books that's just necessary for you transform into a well-rounded individual. But my all-time favorite, The Art of War. And what am I reading currently is whatever's up on the nightstand. I'm not even sure what the name of it, but we love to read. We always got something
about the cover
that we glancing over. I probably got 8,000 books. I love the book by RZA that he wrote, and just, you know, we always
Brother
read
RZA Islam, yes sir.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like the Paul Mooney.
Right now I'm still reading Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson. Still on the 5th chapter. Still trying to learn and cultivate what building or rebuilding nations is all about. And the next thing, I'm still stuck on Powernomics too. So, but you two keep doing your thing. I'm gonna share you out. You keep doing your thing.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Salute.
Safe travels. Much love to the family.
But yeah, Mrs.
Good brother, appreciate him coming up.
Trash Can.
1984.
Hope
that was a
you're
book.
doing well.
I mean, I read things like, you know, who owns America?
Absolutely.
America for sale.
Absolutely.
Writing to change the world.
Black is the New
Things
White,
like
Paul
that.
Mooney.
Yes. So,
Notorious Cop. That was, you know, a good read for anybody into music and police and New York and just
lots of Daniel Tiger and age appropriate.
You read a lot of Sylvia Brown. You was big on Sylvia Brown at a point.
Sylvia
Sister
Brown.
Soldier, you definitely rock her.
Donald Goines. And his was more of, you know, reflecting to not repeat those cycles, at least seeing some of his stories and life experiences and having a vision of it. So when I come into that type of life, it's like, yeah, this is not what I want. You know what I mean? Nah.
Autobiography of Malcolm X, one of my favorites.
Come on. Anything, Malcolm. Come on now.
Of course.
I might have to do that whole paternity court one on its own. I missed last Sunday, right? So I might have to do that.
Okay.
But I think those, you know, I grew up with women always saying how men lie. Men are liars. Men lie. They lie all the time. Da, 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 da. It may be so. It may be so. But women tell the most horrible lies, detrimental, you know, traumatizing lies.
This is true.
When it comes to who's a father of a said child. And it should be shamed. especially for the family members who know beforehand. They know.
Yeah.
They know that you don't know. Hold her accountable. Children being raised with not knowing, and the children feeling the need to ask you. It's unfair. It's unfair. Because it comes out later. I say that all the time. It comes out later, and you don't know who you're going to hurt. Some people might be okay, but the large majority that I see, they're absolutely not. They're freaking traumatized because of something that didn't need to be lied about. I could be wrong, but you ask them kids, them grown people who live in their life as under the shadow of somebody else's family and fathering or absentee of father, and that person wasn't even their damn father. Women tell horrible lies, and that's something that should stop. Fellas have a right to get DNA tests in the hospital. Do it. Enforce it. Ask questions. I think we got a video.
I don't know if it's in line with what you just said.
Oh, it's not in line with what I said, but y'all know that's what this was focused on. Y'all see me play Maury earlier. If you ain't catch it, do the rewind. You are not the father. You are not the father. It's not okay. And for the women who be doing all the cheering and clapping because they ain't, especially a father who was there and's been there, and shame on you. Shame. I love the new paternity court woman. She be getting on them. Don't you dare stand up in my court and act like that. Because now you walking out of this courtroom and this child ain't got no father. And you're okay with that. It's not okay. Apply, let it fly.
So let's go ahead and pull up a video
I'm
before I
gonna pull
grab
up a
your
video.
shame video off divorce court. Let's do this one.
People passing by were angered by what they saw.
It's disrespect. Like, why would they do that?
Well, that's my boy. I used to walk with him back in the days. He's good. He did a lot for the neighborhood, too.
Big Papa is just one hit from one of the most well-known rappers, Biggie Smalls, also known as Notorious B.I.G., born Christopher Wallace. He was killed in a drive-by shooting in 1997 in L.A., but he grew up in Brooklyn on St. James Place, just steps away from the mural that was vandalized.
This is unfortunate. A lot of hard work went into putting the artwork up by the artists, and also, the business owners and the neighborhood really appreciated it. People come from all over the world to come take a picture in front of this mural.
Leroy McCarthy says he helped get the street name changed to Christopher Wallace Way and knows what the late rapper means to the community.
He's a part of the fabric of Brooklyn. We celebrate hip-hop's anniversary, and we celebrate Biggie. And Biggie's a main part of why New York.
Shout out to Brother Brooklyn. Shame on y'all.
Shame. Shame.
Fuck wrong with y'all? Doing that to Biggie. How dare you? Shame. Whoever that is, and you know who it is, y'all know who it is. We know how the street code, y'all don't want to snitch and shit. Y'all better hold them accountable. Shit wasn't cool. Don't do that. Not the Biggie. Shout out to Brooklyn. The hell. That was disrespectful. I know this was great, right? Y'all better find who did that. Brooklyn, stand up. Send out the troops, find out who did that. Go make them clean it off. And then pay for another mural somewhere else. Some beautiful art there. Let's keep Brooklyn beautiful, man. Don't do that. What's wrong with y'all? Shame on you. All right, real quick recap. Shame on the education system. Shame on the parents who are fully dependent on them. We still got to teach when they come home. So much stuff they're not teaching there. Just life skills. How to spend a little basic little $2, try to save money. Manage their time well. Take control back. Take control of their electronics. TV, what they're watching. Control over it. If they have a fit, oh well, rip the whole shit out the wall. That's it. It's done. Now I'm putting it in the closet. Now you have nothing. You have nothing. Nothing. Sometimes it takes that to humble them because they think everything's a privilege. A phone is a privilege. No, it's an extra bill for me. So if you do not respect my rules, then you will not have it. Go get you a job and buy your own shit. Pay for your own bill. But as long as I am responsible, as long as you're in my house, there are rules and responsibilities and boundaries set, and it should be respected. And if it's not, it's going to be checked however we see fit. And by the ages that they are, nobody should ever have to put no hands on anybody. But y'all are intelligent. That stuff should happen between birth and 5. Little pop, pop, little pow, pow. Be consistent, change your tone, follow through with your consequences to said offenses. And you should be okay. But sometimes you might have to get a little stronghold. When they get a little older, they won't test you. But keep control of your kids. So shame on you for making a whole bunch of damn excuses. And you know, women, the lies. Great show. Thank you. Thank you, Sun Soul. Appreciate you. Y'all have a good Sunday. Got to get this dinner going. But next week, I think I'm jumping into that paternity court. So, you know, come on in because it was a crazy show. And I appreciate y'all. Hey, Mira. Hey, Shoo Shoo. Appreciate you, love. Catch it on the rewind. It was interesting. I appreciate y'all. We had some technical difficulties. They didn't want me to be great on my page, so I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all getting me blocked and shit? You don't like what I'm saying? If it don't apply, let to tell you. If you need to reflect on your life and make some change and you need some help, hit me up. I ain't the smartest person in the world, but I got some pointers, got some resources, some knowledge, and I can pass you on to somebody else if I think they may be a better fit to help you or assist you. You know, we all out here that's supposed to help each other. Let's do that. But I'm definitely going to let you know when you're doing something wrong. Shit. Y'all do the same. Hold these people accountable. Hey, JB. Thank you. I appreciate you. Now let's go cook. Everybody go have some good dinner and, you know, have a great week. Work hard. Ain't nobody going to do it for you. Peace.